What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today is October the 13th. Happy Monday, everyone. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is focusing on today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data, we don't really have that much coming out, just one Fed speaker. But then again, pretty much this whole week has tons of Fed speakers, so that in among itself could cause some volatility, but we are seeing the market move higher right now because of this. So this weekend's been crazy. Friday and Saturday, you had people feeling like Armageddon was happening, and then you had this come out on Sunday. Trump pretty much just saying, don't worry about China. That's obviously it was just a bad moment. Kind of comical. At the same time, if you did get stopped out on Friday, whether it be through crypto or something else, this would be rather infuriating. But aside from that, you are seeing the future is doing pretty good. So Dow is up 0.82, S&P 1.23, NASDAQ 1.8. Getting right to it, SoFi is up 4.3%, so just piggybacking off of the broader market. No news, nothing really planned coming out from them today, although over the weekend we did have some more hints that SoFi was going to be unveiling crypto and launching it December the 1st. So possibly there'll be something to keep in mind. Maybe they'll elaborate a little bit more on their upcoming earnings, which is roughly around 2 weeks away. But aside from that, shorts, 9.31% of the free floats being shorted, works to be 109 million shares. So I don't anticipate shorts to increase today, logically. But then again, they've been starting to just do whatever the hell they want. So it went from about 8% short interest to a peak of about 10.6, and that was in the span of like 2.5 weeks. They did return, so they're just kind of moving with the broader market a little bit. So don't anticipate them to be overly active, but with it right now at 27.29, it is trading between this R1 and the pivot. So 26.24 is going to be a strong support. 27.68 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. So in my opinion, I do feel like we might be closing right below this R1, but nonetheless, SoFi will be one of those stocks that big money gravitates towards, because Friday, it going down 7.94% is absolutely crazy. And I do believe that even during the after hours on Friday, it did go down to like 25.80 or 25.50 or something like that. So crazy, crazy stuff. Moving on, NIO. So up 4.5%. Nothing really crazy as far as news. I think a lot of high expectations for just their registration numbers coming out tomorrow, and just overall, just maybe an easing of the tensions between China and the States. So I think that's why NIO is moving higher. Plus, at the same time, similar to SoFi, it did get hit very, very hard, down 10.05%. So getting right to it, 12.35% of the free floats being shorted, works to be 107 million shares. So shorts have been very active with NIO. So anticipate that to continue, most likely. And I think in general, their peak that they like to go to is around 13% short interest. So that could be coming over the next couple kind of weeks, possibly. But when it comes down to shorts, it'll be interesting to see what they do today, whether they feel like today's push higher is justified or not. Because one thing to take note of, though, is Trump, even though he's saying don't worry about China, he is still technically moving forward with that 100% tariff effective November the 1st. So that might loom over the broader market a little bit. But right now with that 702, it is right above this pivot point. So just watch for that $7 range to be held today. And then yeah, 783 will be potentially on the table. This is the 1-day chart, so very strong support and resistance points. If you're wanting to day trade, swing trade, average down, with it right now at 702, it is between this S1 and this S2. So 686 and 644 will be kind of good buying opportunities. So just kind of watch for that. And then 712, 754 is going to be the next round target / resistance points. So not as strong as the 1-day support and resistance, but if you're wanting to day trade today, just kind of watch for that. Beyond Meat, they're getting slaughtered, down another 57% during the pre-market. And the reason is because of this right here. So they're kind of doing some exchange offer of that 2030 note that is 0% interest. They potentially are putting it up that we can convert it, or they can convert it up to 202 million at 7%, or 326 million shares. So kind of crazy how that is. So I don't know if this is finally the nail in the coffin or whatever else, but 64.16% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 40.6 million shares overall being shorted. So way back in the day when this was skyrocketing like at $150 and $200, the short interest at that time was about 25%. So we are now technically at all-time highs, and I don't even know why I keep saying we, because I don't own Beyond Meat, but nonetheless, all-time high short interest. So today's news does sound, in my opinion, like the nail in the coffin, but what do I know? Right now with it at 87 cents, it is trading between this S2 and this S3. So potentially 95 cents is going to be the next strong target / resistance. Last time Beyond Meat did sell off during the pre-market, it was a optimum time to buy. So even though operationally I don't think things are going too well for them, ultimately you can make some pretty good money swing trading this and day trading. So just watch for 95 cents, then $1.36. I can't see it going above that $1.36 realistically, but just watch for that 95 and then 136. Moving on from here, GWH, this is most heavily traded stock during the pre-market. Nothing really coming out from them today, nor any SEC filings. So I feel like it's just last week's news that is rolling over based on the optimism. And that news that did come out on the 10th was this. So GWH stock surges 196% on strategic battery deal. So that's what really hit it. So you can kind of look at some of the contents of that right there. As far as shorts, 10.7% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 1.06 million shares. So similar to Beyond Meat, it does look like we are kind of shorts have been absolutely just hitting it hard. So the number of shares being shorted looks like we are kind of at all-time high numbers. So crazy stuff. Still, I don't really see this being a squeeze play in my opinion, but you never know. Anything is possible, of course. So 10.7% of the free floats being shorted, works to be 1.06 million shares. Right now with that 609, trading between this pivot and this S1, so 436 and then 946 is going to be good support and kind of targets. So let me know your thoughts on that one. And then last but not least, ticker is STI. So it is up 78% because of this right here. So it looks like they did unveil advanced UPS battery system tailored for AI data centers. So kind of going through this, I don't think they talk on, actually, to be honest, it's not too extensive actually. It's kind of just short and sweet. But market seems to be loving this. 11.17% of the free floats being shorted, works to be 164,000 shares overall being shorted. So this one I don't really see as a squeeze play either, but with it right now at 1165, it is above all the key fib levels. So just watch for kind of the whole numbers, but nonetheless, all these stocks are going to be very good day trades. So just go back and refer to a lot of the support and resistance points. In STI, we can kind of look at the classic, I guess. So 1018, just watch for that to be a strong support. And then 1513 is going to be the next strong target / resistance, which could be touched as well. So again, in between there, just watch for a lot of the whole numbers. And then that would be a pretty good opportunity to day trade. So let me know your thoughts on this. Hopefully people didn't have a heart attack over the weekend and people can finally now rest assured that we should be moving higher from here. So let me know your viewpoint on all of that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, worthwhile do. Pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.